In the early 1950s, manufacturers specialised in transforming these Bedford CA vans into minibuses. Fast forward a couple of years, the UK tax office had then contacted Bedford saying, well, you are making these vans, essentially what they were, into minibuses with the seats in the back and the glass windows on the side. A negotiation had started to happen between Bedford and the tax office, and then the camper van idea originated from that. The tax office had pretty much come back and said, well, if you can put life support equipment into it, then it can skirt the passenger car tax. And so fast forward to 1957, Bedford had then come out with what we have here. Preserved here in its original condition at the Grampian Transport Museum, where it was kindly donated to us by the Stewart family, who'd won it in the local P&J newspaper back in 1963. With its characteristic pug nose look, which, now that I've read it on paper, I can see the pug look. Now, these were produced down in Luton, England, between the 1952 and 1969 periods. However, in 1957, they started to mass produce these. There were around 370,000 of these produced throughout its lifetime, throughout the 17 years that it was around for. And then some of them had even made their way across the Atlantic to Canada, and then over there they were known as the Envoy CA. Now, while primarily supplied as a delivery van, Bedford CA provided versatility to anything that they were adapting for at the time. So you'll find a couple of variants of these turned into minibuses. You'll even find the ambulance version that they created of these. However, its most interesting transformation came through that negotiation with the UK tax office and Bedford themselves, the Bedford CA Dormobile. The conversion of the Dormobile consisted of the living quarters on the top half, but anything below that was on the CA van chassis. They'd over time had different variations of this. They had the CF van and the HA, which was essentially just a bigger estate car, kind of like your Ford EcoStar, which we also have here at the museum, with a camper conversion on the top. Pretty much it was just a bog standard van back with some glass paneling and the pop-up roof. Throughout the course of its life, the Bedford CA Dormobile has actually changed very little. There were three distinct versions of this at the time. The version 1, well, what I'm going to call version 1, 1952 to 1957, was a two-piece windscreen at the front, which meant it had a metal divider down the middle here, and it also had a much larger and two-piece grille, so it also had the metal divider. Fast forward to 1958, where the price of glass was being reduced, it was more affordable to install a curved, deeper, one-piece windshield. And when they had done that, they redesigned the grille at the front, making it slightly smaller and also removing that middle divider. And finally, the third version in 1964 featured a deeper windscreen and side glass. Okay, so we're just going to go quickly around the Bedford. We'll start on the outside and then we'll go inside and have a look around. So starting off here, you might be wondering, what is this small little hatch for? Well, you open that and boom, you have your, what I'm assuming is screen wash fluid and your radiator fill cap. Close that back up again. Coming around to the side, we have these lovely sliding doors, both on the driver's side and the passenger side. Coming back, you'll find the fuel filler cap. Now to get to the battery to the Dormobile, underneath the passenger seat, you'll find this little white hatch. That just comes out and you've got your 12-volt battery there. Now the engine for the Bedford, when it comes to servicing and repairs, you'll notice that there isn't an actual bonnet hatch. So to do any servicing repairs on the actual engine itself, you have to come round here, in between the passenger footwell and the driver footwell, accompanied by these various 8-track cassettes that came with the Dormobile. You'll find the engine cowling. All you do, pop the little handle here and that opens right up. And then on the right side, you just have the driver's door and then a small little sliding window just in the rear there. Coming around now to the driver's cabin, we'll just go over the cluster here. So we've got your heaters for interior, I believe, your flashers, left and right. You've got your wiper knob here. You've then got your lights up here, which are a pull knob with various different stages on there. And you've then got your parking light where the adapter is not on there anymore. And then got a little green light here. You've then got your speedo in miles. You've then got your engine temperatures, your fuel gauge, and oil lights, and your generator lights. Down the way, you've got your normal 3 pedals. You've got your clutch, your brake, and your accelerator. And then you've got that removable cowling just next to you there. Now this is a 3-speed column shift that's in this. However, it did come later on in its life to a 4-speed. However, the 4th gear of the 4th speed was the same ratio as the 3rd speed. They just added this gearbox in to help with hill climbing. Forget the marvellous 8-track with the pre-installed Billy Connolly in there. Now the back of the Dormobile is really where you can see that these were in fact originally vans. We're just going to pop it open here, and it has van doors in the back of it. And then just down here, there is a little latch just for you to be able to latch onto this little hole just here, but we won't do that for just now. It's not going to hit anything, and it's safe here in the museum. In the back here, we have a 2-hob gas burner stove. There's a little sink underneath there. Lots and lots of storage underneath. You've got passenger rear seats in the back. These will actually fold down and create 2 beds. And then you've got the pop-up ceiling at the top, which I'm afraid we can't put up because it will hit the ceiling. But this does go up, and then there are 2 additional hammocks for people to sleep in the roof. And there we have it, the Bedford CA Dormobile. Finally, we would also again like to thank the Stewart family for donating us to the museum for everyone to see. We reopen again on the 29th of March 2024, where you'll be able to find this for yourself in the museum.